Hello VC, Eric, Plastic Soundwave Cult, back again for another pickups video. This edition, I'm gonna go over some recent pickups that I got in the last couple of months that have to do with bands that came out in the 70s that I just didn't know about, that I was never exposed to. It wasn't until later on, even on some of these recently, that I've discovered these bands. And they sound pretty good. And it's been fun listening to this stuff. And so let's get into it. A band that my brother introduced me to, Big Star. I had the one song that ended up on that 70s show. But this album here, I was doing another video with him. And I was just like listening to this album on YouTube. I was like, I gotta get it, and I lucked out. I ended up getting a Craft Recordings edition, and I believe this came out in 2020. I know there's been a gripe lately about Craft being a bit expensive, but the reality of it is this only cost me like 17 bucks. So thanks, Amazon. Here we go. It's starting. Now, this next band, I got a couple of albums from them. Both a little bit unusual from their original releases. But a band that I discovered through my father-in-law was Sweet, or The Sweet. And so I just recently picked up their first album. Now, the first thing I heard from them was Desolation Boulevard, and that was the U.S. pressing. And from what I understand, the English pressing is different, which I know it is. This album here was their first English record. This here is a 2017 pressing of it. I believe it's German. It just comes up on Discogs Europe. But they added some songs to it. So it's not the official version that The Sweet did back in the day. It's got all of the singles on it too, which does pack these songs in on this record, but it still sounds pretty good. I'm actually surprised that it sounds that good. But this is absolutely fantastic. The inner sleeve on this is just amazing. So here's kind of like, a photo of them, maybe at rehearsal or practice or something. But this shot here, this is awesome. Those clothes that they're wearing are absolutely amazing. And I think if you notice here that the guitarist, Andy Scott, I believe you can tell what religion he is. So this is on the Sony label. This is originally on RCA Victor, or RCA, when it came out in England. Yeah, this is, so these are a little bit different labels. But I don't know if you can see it on there, but the songs are packed in there. It's actually nice to get the version with the singles, because then I don't have to get the, like a singles best of. And then the other album I got from them was from 1978. This is Sweet, Levelheaded. I think it's a really cool album cover. It's got one of my favorite Sweet songs on it, Love is Like Oxygen. The funny thing about that song is I liked it as a kid, but I always thought ELO did it. And that just shows how much this band kind of changed up in their sound over the years. But that song and just the whole album in general is pretty good. It is definitely a product of its day. And it's just absolutely fantastic. Here we have on the inside here, we got Steve Priest, looks like Mick Taylor, Brian Connolly, and Andy Scott. And Andy Scott by this time is sporting a beard. And so this has got another like great inner sleeve, which kind of shows what that cover is kind of like. And then of course you've got the things that they have to say on there. So it's 78, so it came on the maroon capital. I always like this one in the green. I think look really cool. Okay, this next band, it's just one of those ones I was never really exposed to. I knew one song was by them, and I ended up realizing that there's another song that was by them that I knew. But basically, I haven't heard much from this band at all. And one night I was watching Patrick at the Vinyl Archivist, and Ron Beaudry were playing this on the stream. Grand Funk Railroad, Closer to Home. This originally came out in 1971. This originally came out in 1970. And what I found interesting about it is, I mean, it was sounding really good, and I can understand why they were so popular. And that's what they were talking about, was that how popular this band was, and how they just kind of fell off the radar after a while. And I found that really interesting, and I thought the music sounded really good, so I ended up buying this record here. This is a 2014 issue. Yes, it is 2014. It's a German press. This is the music on vinyl version, and it sounds really, really good. I'm definitely going to get some more Grand Funk Railroad. These guys really, really rock. So I've been looking up their stuff, and definitely when I'm out, looking for records in stores when that starts happening again, or looking online, I want to start looking for these guys' records because they sound really good. A lot of people are surprised, actually, I guess, when I say that I'm not that familiar with them. And so this last record is from Zephyr. I picked this up because it was a decent price on Amazon, and I've been kind of fascinated with Tommy Bolin the last couple of years. I got one of his albums. I do have both of his solo albums. Tommy Bolin was a guitarist that replaced Joe Walsh in the James Gang, and then later on replaced Ritchie Blackmore in Deep Purple. But before all that and all of his solo work, he's with a band called Zephyr. It's a band fronted by a female singer. The best way it's definitely bluesy. The way I would describe it is if Ann Wilson from Heart was singing like her version of Janis Joplin. That's what it makes me think of. It's done in a very strong style like Janis Joplin, but it sounds like Ann Wilson singing it. And so, yeah, it's got a neat little back cover. That's the band. That's Tommy Bolin. He's got to be really young there. And this came out in '69. This is a 2014 reissue. I don't think there's anything special about it necessarily, except for maybe I think it might be on colored vinyl. There we go again. The inner sleeve, that's Tommy Bolin. There's the singer, Candy Givens. She doesn't look anything like Ann Wilson. Yeah, this is on yellow. Solid yellow. Oh, why don't we do this side first? And side B. So yeah, this was Tommy Bolin's first band, and he moved on from this, and you know, when the opportunity came, he went and did that. Unfortunately, he died very young, 1975, I think, and I think he was like 25 or 26. And so, yeah, the music he left behind is absolutely fantastic. And you know, it doesn't reflect a lot of his showmanship as it did later on when he was with Deep Purple, but this here for blues rock, he does a really good job. So there you go. That's my picks for old bands you probably know that I just didn't know and knew are new to me. And so thanks for watching. And you know, I just think it's neat to go back and listen to older music, and you know, but not be stuck in older music. I like my new music. I like my old music. I like it all for different reasons. But then, you know, it ain't just about the music.